be termed out here, but does cleaning up the streets of California factor into a potential presidential run?
I'm never going to overpromise that in the short run. I mean, we are struggling in this state.
You're not answering my question.
Homelessness, no. Housing and homelessness.
After the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought.
Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise. I'd just be lying, and I can't do that. Everything changed here in LA. You were part of it. You saw it with the federalization of the National Guard. I just think we're on the other side of something radically different, not marginally different. Everything has changed in terms of my mindset, my focus, my energy, my perspective on the world we're living in, Trump and Trumpism, what he represents, and how serious and precious this moment is. So, no, from that perspective, legitimately, I've changed. This country is changing, and I'm calling it out, and I just feel like we have a responsibility to be a little bit more clear and concise and precise in terms of our efforts.
Israel did not commit a genocide in Gaza. There is no standard by which Israel committed a genocide in Gaza, just on a factual level.
Just
as
a legal and factual level.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of this?
My opinion is, I understand the tendency for people to make that, to assert that.
Why?
On the basis of the images and the proportionality. As
Ugly
it
shit
relates
doesn't
to
mean genocide?
No. And by the way, I agree with you.
It's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting.
I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC. And it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting.
Why?
Did I say that? Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen.
It's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
That it's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of, I'm just reflecting quite openly and honestly, hasn't been part of the day-to-day.
It wasn't really necessarily a question of AIPAC.
It was just a random, I hadn't thought about AIPAC, I've never received any money from AIPAC.
It was
sort of curious.
kind of raised. AIPAC, DMFI, the Israel lobby at large. This has become a big conversation.
I know
and someone like myself, and I think at this point, a broad majority of Democrats are saying, we don't want candidates who are taking money from AIPAC. We don't want candidates who are beholden to the Israel lobby. When you look at what you were able to accomplish with the groundswell of support financially from people who said, I want to back this. I want to back fighters. I want to back people who are independent of an establishment. How do you think about AIPAC now? And maybe someone like Seth Moulton who said, I want to return this money. I'm not taking it anymore. How do you think that AIPAC should be involved or shouldn't be involved?
Well, they've never been involved with me. I've never received $1 from them in my entire political career. So that's sort of absolute. So I've had an opinion on that going back decades now. In 2014, years before I was governor, there was a law established that established the legal principles that allow trans athletes in women's sports. But the issue of fairness is completely legit. Thank you for what you did on civil rights for students in our schools, transgender rights in this state. Not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx. Latinx community, the Latinx Latino community, the Latinx community.